Hello everyone! Today I will be doing the Taylor Swift book tag. So the first one is We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. So this is a series you thought you loved, but it turned out you didn't. And that would have to be Allegiant by Veronica Roth. When I read Divergent, it was fairly new and I loved the series. And then if you read Allegiant, you know why we are never ever getting back together. Like, ever. Next one's pretty basic, it's red, and this one you have to choose the cover with the red on it. And so I chose none other than The Elite by Kira Cass. It's red. 'Cause loving it was red. So the next song is The Best Thing. This is a book that makes you feel really nostalgic, like brings back a lot of memories. And this one is really special for me because I would have to choose Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. When I read this book, I was a freshman in high school and I was in the theater program doing Beauty and the Beast. And I was a townsperson, part of the ensemble. I had a lot of time off and backstage. So I remember me and my friends sitting against the wall and using my iPod as a light to read this book, and I just fell in love with the series. The series was really what got me started into a lot of fantasy, science fiction type books. Next one is I Knew You Were in Trouble. And this is a character that you probably shouldn't like but you couldn't help but love. And I couldn't really find an appropriate character for this category, so I'm wondering, does William Haredale count kind of in the beginning of the books? Does he? I think, okay, this is my video and he is. Next you have Innocent, and this is a book that someone ruined the ending for, and that would have to be none other The Great Gatsby. So I'm sitting there one day with my friends, and I was talking about this book because this is a really good classic. I'm obsessed with the 1920s, and I was halfway through at the time. I loved the book. So I was telling my friends about it because they all read it for English class, and they're like, oh yeah, it's alright. Well then my one friend tells me the ending to this book. And even when I asked her to stop, she continues to tell me the ending and found it funny. She ruined the book. Next is Everything Has Changed, and this is where you have to pick a book where you read about a character who went through extensive character development. I had to choose none other than Juliet from Shatter Me. If you read these books, you know Juliet is very timid at the beginning of these books, but then she becomes a strong, independent person who's not afraid of herself, and I believe she won the category of the character that went through the most character development. Next one, I don't have a book for this one, but the song is You Belong With Me, and this is the most anticipated book yet. Like, you have waited forever, and I'm still waiting for this book, and to be honest, there is really no release date, and that is Last Hours by Cassandra Clare, which is going to be about Tessa and Will, and I am so excited to read it. I don't know when it's coming out, but I hope soon. Next one is Love Story. This is one with forbidden love, and obviously I'm going to pick the Delirium series by Lauren Oliver. There is a lot of forbidden love in this because you are supposed to be matched, and the way the characters' lives work out in this book, they weren't matched, and they are totally different than what they're supposed to be, and this whole story basically is about forbidden love. And I remember I was listening to Love Story a lot while I read this book. And next is Forever and Always, and this is a book couple you just love, like you ship them all the way, and that would have to be Will and Tessa from The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. I love Will and Tessa's relationship. I think it's a very good relationship, and Will's funny and Tessa is great, and I just think they make the perfect couple. I just love reading about them. And the next one is Come Back and Be Here. These are books you wouldn't lend out to anyone. You would not give them out if you're like dependent on them. Like, you don't trust them out of your sight for more than a minute, and that would have to be the one by Kira Cass and City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. And that's because these are both signed copies, and it took me forever to get these, and honestly I would never lend them out for the fear of something happening to them, and they're irreplaceable. Next one is Teardrops My Guitar, and this is a book that made you cry a lot. Like, a lot, and that would have to be Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. This book, I never knew sadness in a book until I read this book. I remember when I finished it was 10:30 at night and I had school the next morning, and I am just bawling my eyes out for 3 hours straight because I'm just like, what was the point of that? If you read this, you know what I'm talking about. It was a really rough moment in my life. Next one is Shake It Off, and this is a book that haters are gonna hate it, but you don't care and you're just gonna shake them off. And that would have to be Legend by Marie Lu. And I know this series is very popular and I've heard many praiseworthy talks about, but when I first read Legend, I was looking up a lot of reviews and a lot of people were dissing it, like, oh, it's not that creative, it's not even that original, it's kind of stupid, and I don't care, I love this book. Anyways, that's my Taylor Swift book tag, and thank you for watching this. Please tell me in the comments below like what books you would put for some of these songs. Thank you for watching. Bye!